Hi you guys, this is Misty with the Oracle Evolution. Welcome back to my channel. We are going to jump into just the blind spot tarot reading for the sign of Virgo. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, North Node. Really, if you have Virgo anywhere in your chart, the messages may resonate, and you could also be a cross watcher, meaning that you're watching because you're kind of dealing with a Virgo. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna check out the messages. Be sure to check the description box if you're interested in a personal reading with me. I will also pin a link in the comment section. I've already pulled your card for you, Virgo, and what we have is card 56 or sigil 56, and I was guided to read straight from the book and your message in its entirety. Sigil 56 is the comfort zone. So this is the comfort zone for the sign of Virgo. That is your blind spot, something that you need to keep in the back of your mind or be aware of from about the next 30 days of you seeing this message. Okay, so when you're interacting with people, certain situations that you're going through, decisions that you're making, keep in mind that your blind spot for this next 30-day period, or whatever, is the comfort zone. So let's check it out and see what it says. Okay, it says, if you have drawn this sigil, you're not clearly seeing that so much of what you're doing is about your aversion to the unfamiliar. And sometimes aversion to the unfamiliar is the way to ensure you will never line up with what you truly desire and truly need. Things that are familiar feel safe to us. They feel known and predictable and controllable. It is perfectly understandable why we gravitate towards things that are safe, but this can lead us to a life of limitation. When we are familiar with something like a culture, for example, we tend to have an aversion to contact with or use of ideas, practices, products, and even knowledge that exists outside that culture. It doesn't take a genius to see how much of a problem that can be. So this is someone that you're meant to be doing something different, something dramatically different than what you're used to. You're being challenged to be different, to do different, be better, do better for the next 30 days. And I'm getting the feeling or the sense of like, gosh, I hate to use this analogy, this scene, but it was like, I think it's like New Jack City, Chris Rock, when he says, "It just keep calling me." Like it was the crack cocaine, I don't know, whatever, but it was the drugs, right? He was addicted to drugs, and he's like, "It just keep calling me." And that's what I'm getting the sense of, like someone, it's like either a certain job that you're doing, a certain group that you hang around, a certain neighborhood or a certain location or area that you live in. Like, it just keep calling me. Like, you want to do something different. You see something bigger and better for your life, but it just keep calling you. It keeps calling you back, so yeah. The misconception, oh, wait, where was I? Okay, yeah. The misconception people have about anyone who is afraid of getting out of their comfort zone is that they are afraid of the unknown. Knowledge is often used by the ego to keep itself away from the rocky seas of uncertainty. But the idea that anyone fears the unknown is totally false. You don't fear the unknown. If we truly feared the unknown, babies would fear everything, and they do not. What we fear is what we project into the unknown based on our previous experiences. When we are facing the unknown, the mind goes to work projecting its already acquired fears into the unknown to try to predict what lies there, and then goes to work trying to figure out how to avoid those fears. So I'm getting the sense of, like, let's say you were, I don't know, let's say it's relationship based, right? And you were in a long-term relationship, like you tried it out once and things didn't work out. And so with your history, with that bit of information, it doesn't even have to have been a long-term relationship, just like your experience past experiences or previous experiences with a certain type of person, or with, just like the opposite sex or same sex. I don't know your life. Causes you to project this sense of like anxiety or fear into every relationship that you have. And it causes you to not like, it causes you to have like this fear of commitment, right? Or perhaps you moved out, like, let's say you stay at home and you moved out once, right? And things didn't go the way that you planned. I don't know, like you couldn't make your payments for your rent, or like you were roommates with someone and they ended up kicking you out, and it was just like a negative situation. And so now it's like, well, like if you're staying with your parents, it's like, well, my mom ain't gonna never kick me out, so why should I leave? Like you're stuck in this comfort zone. If you're used to a certain type of career, but you've always dreamed of I don't know, like let's say you're a teacher's assistant, but you've always dreamed of being a teacher. I don't know, the teacher was out one day. I'm just thinking of things, but the teacher was out one day, and I don't know, the class was like, you felt like you couldn't control the class. And so now it's kind of like, well, I would just be a terrible teacher. Like, this is what life would be like as a teacher every day. But being a teacher assistant and being a teacher, an actual teacher of the classroom, are completely different things. There are different roles and responsibilities and levels of control that you have of that class, right? So it's kind of like you may have had like a small experience with something, and that was like the basis of your background knowledge of something. Or even it could even be that it's not your experience at all. Like you're listening, blah, 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 blah. Like you're listening to other people's experiences, and they may have had a negative experience, and you listening to their stories is creating this sense of fear, because that's your background knowledge of like what that situation looks like. And I just saw 707 on the timer. That might be important for someone. Okay. When we're facing the unknown, the mind goes to work projecting its already acquired fears into the unknown to try to predict what lies there, and then continues to work trying to figure out how to avoid those fears. It is those projections that we fear. For example, if we quit a job that we have been working at for 10 years to do something radically new and different with our life, we are venturing into the unknown. But we don't fear that unknown in and of itself. We fear the potential failure and fall from grace that we could experience socially by venturing into the unknown. We fear this because we have experienced the feeling of failure and fall from grace before, and wish to avoid this feeling at all costs. And we fear the potential unwanted things we predict that the unknown could contain. If we learn to not project our fears into the unknown would no longer be scary. If you have drawn this sigil, you are using the fears you are imagining exist outside of your safety zone to validate your choice to stay in your safety zone. And so you are a prisoner to your own refusal to feel uncomfortable. Getting out of your safety zone, which is what you really need to do at this time, implies being willing to experience discomfort for the sake of your own expansion. So somebody needs to hear that. You need to listen to that again. I feel like I don't know what's going on, because I just did 2 videos in my eye. Whatever. Sorry, I don't know if so there's something in the air or something like that. But anyway. Why I feel like I'm getting, someone's like someone keeps getting like distracting themselves with something so that they have an excuse. Oh yeah, Virgo, no. Someone keeps making up things like you can't jump into something because I have to do this, and then I have to do that, and then I have to do this, and then I have to do that. And rather than admitting that you have a fear of stepping outside of your comfort zone, of admitting that you have a fear of doing something different, you're creating your own distractions. Someone needs to reflect on that for these next 30 days. Pay attention to your behaviors, your actions, and when you're about to, like when you've gotten the strength to step out of your comfort zone, pay attention to how your mind may wander and kind of come up with little things that you feel like you have to do, that they're just really distractions to keep you from taking that leap. Somebody needs to pay attention to that. Yeah. Because and someone also needs to understand that if you want to experience growth, expansion, you're wanting to build an empire, you want great things, you want to do great things, and you want to see the world. Like, I'm getting this, like someone wants to do a lot of things, but you have to be willing to take these steps now to get out of your comfort zone. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Someone needs to act now. Someone needs to take action. Yeah. Or I'm getting the sense of like someone getting stuck into a repeated cycle of like staying where you are. And just FYI, most of our cycles, like our karmic cycles, are about 7 years, I believe. Noted, never, I'm not going to get into that, but they're about 7 years. So, you know, like if you're like in your teens, which I doubt you're watching if you're in your teens, but let's say you're 18, 19, 20, and then 7 years, like you're stuck in a cycle for 7 years, that is not as bad as like if you're 30 or 40 or, you know, something like that. So be mindful of that. Okay. I'm getting the that's so rude. I'm hearing you're no spring chicken. You may look like one, you may feel like one, but you're no spring chicken. And so 7 years, like that's a lot of years to be stuck in a cycle before you can venture out. Yeah. So anyways, we're going to keep going. There's just a little bit left. But it also says, if you've drawn this sigil, you probably already know what you need to do, as opposed to staying in your comfort zone. Yeah, you already know what you're supposed to be doing. You've known for quite a while. You're probably well aware of what you're avoiding, just not fully why. Therefore, once you know what step you are being called to take that is outside of your comfort zone, what feels like a stretch for you right now, you need to take it. So for someone, that means you need to leave a dead-end job. You need to start a new business. You need to you need to commit to that relationship, to that person that you love. You need to move. It's something like that. It's something major, right? That you need to do. And only you, for everyone, it's going to be something different, but you already know what it is, and you need to take that step if you really want to see growth and expansion. And once you do that, I'm hearing the possibilities are endless. So I hope that helps you, Virgo. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is Misty with the Oracle Evolution. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you liked it, if you loved it. And you know what? Even if you didn't, be sure to click that description box if you're interested in booking your own personal reading with me. I will also pin a link in the comment section for your easy access. All right. So thanks so much for watching. I love you, Virgo. Have a great day. Bye now.